Hey guys, Buffing Game back today bringing you a video, and today I am here with Incursion Red River 1.1.00, the new update which is going live tomorrow, or by the time you're seeing this it'll be October 2nd at I believe 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This update will be going live. This is a huge update, so we're going to jump into it, and I'm going to just show off some things here that changed. We'll talk about it and show some gameplay as well. So I was lucky enough to get early access creator code to this to test it, so we did a stream the other day. If you check that out, I'll be definitely doing more content on this over the weekend when I have the time for videos and things like that. But first off, you come into the hideout and you notice first off the lighting and the graphics settings look so much better. So the lighting in the hideout used to be like very dark, and here the lighting you can see is just much different. So there's also pop-ups. I don't believe this was here before as far as pop-up. The interaction icons there are much more you can see them much easier now. Have to move down. I don't remember any of this being there previously. So that's some big things. So you have your main terminal where you'll do your missions and things like that. Trader, barters, we'll look at that. You have your shooting range. You can move the targets downrange or move them up closer to you. We also have over here, which is your stash. So you can see on the wall we have some of the nice weapons here. They added a lot of new weapons and a new map with this update. So let's just start off, and I'm just going to show you the overview for some things here, and then we'll get into some gameplay, and I'll talk about the map, especially the new bunker map and the rework to Quarry. So first off, we have a very pretty new weapon here. People who have been following the channel for a long time, we have a nice FNFAL, which was added in here. I changed it into the DSA 58, or the Daniel Slavago Arms SA 58, firing that 7.62 by 51 millimeters. So this thing, tons of fun. Really cool gun. This is one of the new ones with a lot of attachments. So let's just go ahead, look at the stash, and we'll see some new features here. So, gonna hold F, jump in the stash. Now, so as I load in, you can see a little bit of rework to the UI. Nothing crazy though. It's mostly the same. However, your belt is now, your battle belt is now a permanent item. It's no longer a lootable item where you would have to put on your belt. So you have your helmet. You have your rig, you have your backpack system, and again, here's the belt. You have a 4 placeholder belt for your battle belt. You have your tactical rig, so based on what your rig is, you'll have all your room here in your chest rig. They have armor rigs and unarmored rigs, and then you have backpacks, so you can see down here, backpacks. So some new things or to note here, you also have your tablet, which is one of the ways you'll interact in game. So first off, weaponry, you have your stash, first off, right? So you have your main stash. Then you have different types of stashes. So you have your weaponry. So here I have different weapon boxes unlocked where I can store different weapons to get them out of my main stash. I have ammo stashes for different ammunition, magazine, gear, and medical over here. So that's how that breaks down. And you can see you have your money, you have your health, your weight, and that's pretty much everything you need to know here. Now, a really cool thing, and you have your quick keys for different, hotkeys, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is also pretty good here. So I can do, like, for this, I can just throw my health as 5. For pain pills, I can do my injector as 6. That way I can do that on the fly without opening up my inventory. Bandages, I can have a 7, so you can do all of that to make it easier on yourself. So some things to note here, they added some new things. You'll see a medical injector with animations is added. It used to only be the pain pills, and you would have a revive when you're playing with friends, revive syringe. So here now you have injectors and bandages that are added to the game, which is really cool. Now, a cool feature here they added, if I'm in my stash and hit tab or vice versa, I'll go from the stash to the laptop to the stash. So hitting tab, now I can go over here. Instead of exiting and walking over to the other, unless I just completely missed it last time, this is a new update. So that definitely saves time if I need to go back and forth. Much easier. So You have your inbox. This is going to be where you're getting your mission status, achieve, things like that, and claiming your rewards, right? And then you have your job boards. So you have the factions listed here, VLF, UICS, IGC, with their different reputations by doing the missions. And then you can see I can like untrack, or I can untrack or track them to do them. So track, here's my mission, install the bugs, extract, and you get your rewards. So to start, you'll only do quarry maps, and then you'll add in the bunker map, which I'll do a separate video on the bunker map because that's going to be a beast in itself. Now, traders. So this is where you would obviously purchase everything. So you have from your ammunition, different attachments are organized a little bit better this time around, barrel, dust cover, foregrips, everything like that, so it's easier to find. You have gear, so armored rigs. If we look at the armored rigs, you can see that. Backpack, I think they added some new backpacks and armored rigs. I don't remember specifically which ones changed, but I do know this AVS Delta is new. As far as armored rigs, I believe the AVS SL armored rig is new, and maybe the JTAC. They definitely added a new one there. I don't have the list in front of me to which ones are new. Helmets, I believe the Super High Cut potentially is a new one, or the HHV. So they added some new things here. You have your night vision, different plate carriers, JPC, ASV. Then you have unarmored rigs. These ones are new. These were not in the last version of the game, so this is new with 1.1.0.0. You have keys, which I believe these are also new, added to this update. You have different things, secure bunker safes, rooms, things like that. So you have keys. Medical items, like I said, so bandages, health injectors, and those are the two new ones. Pain pills and revived syringe are pre-existing. However, they added animations for these, so now you're going to physically see yourself injecting, wrapping with the bandage, taking the pain pills, revived syringe instead. Before, there was no animation. You would just click use it and it would automatically do it. So now there's an animation process for it, which is really good for the immersive portion of the game. Now, weapons. Breaking it down here, just look at the weapon breakdown so you see everything here. The Scar H for a DMR that's already has been in the game. FN57, Glock 19, P320. Rifles, you have the AK-74M, the AKS-74U. This is a new weapon. You have the AUG A3, the Colt M4A1, the FN-FAL. This is a new weapon. The Scarlight or the Mark 16, new weapon. The 6 Hour MCX Rattler in 5.56, existing weapon. Scarlight's existing, and the 6 Hour MCX Virtus is existing in 5.56. Shotguns, you have the RIA VR80. So this is a pretty crazy shotgun, and then you also have the Benelli. So really good shotgun options. SMGs here, you have the FMP90, the Chris Vector, MP5, MP5K, MP5SD, and the PP19 Vitziez is a new SMG. And then for sniper rifles, you have the Remington M700, you have the SRS A2 from Desert Tech, and you have the SKS, which is a new one here. Which the cool thing is you can modernize these, you can change different chassis. If I look at compatibility search, and so that's a new thing here, or well, not a new thing, but how you would search for items is right-click on the item, compatibility search, and it'll show you everything that's compatible with that. So you can see different chassis for the SKS. You have the SKS ATI chassis. You have also the SKS Sage International chassis. So you can see that's going to give you a railed handguard. Different magazines, buttstocks. You can see here different dust covers. You have the wooden stock. So that's a really cool feature in the game that with all the new attachments, which they added new attachments. I'll have to get a full list of all the new attachments. Like for optics, there's some new optics and everything like that. So there's a lot to this game. They also added one thing I wanted to show for different rounds, right? So 5.5x39, instead of having just one plain round, now they have different types of rounds. So you have 5.45x39 PS and BP, 5.6x45 NATO FMJ and M855, 7.62x39 BPPS, 7.62x51 M80 M62. So there's different types of rounds to choose from. You can see obviously there's a price difference for the higher tiered round and less in stock. So I think that's really, really cool addition to the game. And then, like I said, you would go to the job board, you would track your item, then you would deploy here, and here you come to the mission brief. So you would select your map. So my missions right now would be on Quarry. If I had a bunker mission, I would select a new map, Bunker, which is underground, so it doesn't necessarily matter the time of day. You want flashlights and or nods with this. And you cannot access your tablet. So keep that in mind when you go in. This is going to be a difficult map, and it's still, I'm going to need to explore a lot more to understand the layout. I'm sure that'll be out online here shortly. But it is really fun to explore, not knowing where you need to go for different missions, right? So I would select Quarry, private session if I wanted a private session, friendly fire on or off, arrival time. Once I select it, I can select the time. Code or loadout, I want my own custom loadout, or you can do a provided one. And then here I would create the party if I wanted, and I could add people through Steam that way. So you can add, I believe it's up to 4 people right now. So that's how that currently works. And again, the update itself, really cool. Let's just go ahead. I can tab back over to my my inventory, and again, here you can see just this DSA 58 that I built here, right? So you can see I took the base FAL and did all of these attachments. So we have 20-round magazine. I have an FAL ergo pistol grip. I changed it from a 20-inch barrel to a 13-inch barrel. I did a VL-Tor handguard here, so you can see VL-Tor handguard with the attachments. So I have the PEC-15 on the top rail. I have the flashlight on the left rail, and then I have this beautiful Daniel Defense Picatinny foregrip here on the bottom, which is a nice beefy vertical foregrip for the FAL. I even have a spot for another item if I want it on the right-hand rail there. So that's that. The dust cover, I added a dust cover to it, which is a Picatinny rail dust cover with my EOTech with the flip. I also added a buffer tube. In the buffer tube, I put on the AR-15 VL-Tor iMod buttstock to make it look semi-similar to what DSA 58s would come with for the OSW type builds. So you can see that buffer tube adapter, really cool. You can get really in depth with this. I'm running the M80 ammo. I have a muzzle or a flash hider on there, and then you can see just the other attachments we looked at. So that's an example of the FAL of the DSA 58. So I'll show all the weapons off in the future for sure. You can see, and then what all I would do is you would pack your mags just like you would anything else. So here for my 30 round, I can unload that. And then I would need to just see where that ammo went. I got M80, put it there. So now I have a 30 rounder. You can see I'm running a little low on ammo, but I can go right now over to my trader, or right from the stash, I can do a compatibility search. You can see ammo. I can see ammo attachments, everything I need here. So I want rounds. And here I'll just go with some M62s out of stock. So I'm going to have to go with M80. Purchase it. Boom. And that's how I would do that. You can see here if I wanted different barrels, different dust covers, I could do that. Different handguards, right? So I could buy a handguard. Here's the M-Lock short handguard. So you can see, inspect, see how that looks. So it's got a Picatinny on the top. It looks like it's going to be M-Lock on the left, right, and bottom. So if I wanted to see what was compatible with that, I would right-click Compatibility Search, and then you could see all the things there. So here, if I wanted different attachments other than the top pick rail, I would need M-Lock slots. So I have a 2x1 M-Lock rail, 4x1 M-Lock rail, and that's what I would use to attach things like grips, lasers, and PEC-15s like that. So that's the way you would do that. We purchased that, so now we can go back to our tab on back here. So let me find my ammo. Here's my M80 ammo. We'll go ahead and load these mags, right? And then I'm going to also keep some extra in our battle belt. I'll go to inspect here. I'm going to unload that mag because I want to fill that magazine up. Go ahead and select that. We'll start out with a 30 rounder instead. We have our extra ammo, so we're pretty good to go right there. I can even bring in a little bit of extra. Do I have any extra M80? That's MC2, MC2. Oh, here's our M80. So we'll go ahead and combine those. Throw that there, and you can see that's how that would work, right? Here I could even do like if I was running with a teammate, I could maybe put that in. Maybe that's not available for a hotkey, and that's how we would do that. So now I could close out, bring out my primary. Now, just some things here for the firing range. If you guys are interested, this is kind of like a repeat of the everything you need to know video. But firing range, like I said, you can move it up, move it down. You can also, to do your flip optics, depending on the type of optic, you check your hotkeys. But flip optic, I would hold my middle mouse and just do that. There's not a manual movement for that yet. I'm sure that's going to be coming. Other optics, you would LPVOs and other things, you would need to use Alt or V actually to switch the different zoom modes. But here you would just do the middle mouse up. You can also see by default it's going to be my PEC 15 if I have 2, or it would be my flashlight if I only had the 1. I can also hold middle mouse and select which one I want. Switch laser mode, I can make it just IR if I wanted to. I can just do my flashlight also. So let's go, and I'll just put T. So there's that. I can also go to my flashlight. Right, flashlight on off. If I'm playing with friendly fire with limited HUD, I can do this. B for fire modes, and again, this is all on your keybinds. I can also point shoot. You can see what it would look like with nods. Obviously, I wouldn't want that flipped up there. Then I can also, we'll put that on, we'll go full auto. You have unlimited ammo here in the firing range also, which is cool. Now we can even move it further down. So you can see there. So that's pretty good. That's our DSA 58 looking really clean. Now we'll get into some gameplay here. First off, I just wanted to show when I get in game. Actually, you know what? I'll run into a quick or you'll see me do it. Well, no, I should probably. So when you do get in game, you would hit 4 on your keypad, and that's gonna bring up your tablet, right? So if I look here, your tablet, and that's where it'll show you where you are on the map and things like that. So I want to show you guys some of the bunker gameplay, but I'll cut to that. So let's go ahead. We'll just jump in. I'll deploy to this basic mission here. Let's just make sure we have the right mission. We do. Deploy. We have it. We're good. We'll go AM and deploy. So you'll see here, I'm going to hit deploy. It's going to then bring me to the a pre-game lobby screen. So I'm in there. Go ahead and hit ready, and then it will go ahead and load for me. I'll just show you Quarry here. Now they reworked Quarry a lot. I'll go through some of these when I'm just gonna jump in and show you some things, and then we'll cut to some of the other gameplay. But they reworked Quarry a lot too. It looks beautiful. A lot more foliage, different lighting. The AI has a complete rework as well. So when you load in, typically, for me at least, I don't usually load with a gun, so you just want to hit your 1 button. Obviously, that's where your primary is. If you have a secondary, it'd be 2 or 3 for your pistol. So we'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead here for my mission. I think I'm planning bugs, so I would go ahead and bring these into my backpack so I have them. Go ahead and do that. And then, now, like I said, for your tablet, right? So 4 on your number pad will bring up my tablet. This is what you want to use in missions, not on bunker though, because it doesn't work on bunker. So if it starts off center, just hit tab to recenter it. You can see it on the bottom. So here's where I spawn. You can see this icon here, that little like briefcase icon. That's going to be your like mission objective, and usually when you don't spawn right on it, you can hover over it and it'll tell you it's the mission intel. So I already picked that up. Now I need to look for where I need to install the bugs, right? So that's going to be, if I zoom out, down here at military base. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bugs, and then my extracts are, I have an extract here, I have an extract over here that opens at 11 minutes, I have another extract back here, and then there's more extracts up all over the map here. You can look at them. So I would install those, and you can check your mission progress here by bringing up your tablet as well. You can see different extracts open at different times in the raid. So that's how you do that. If you guys want to see me run through a mission like this, you would just, to get out of that, just hit 1 to go back to your primary weapon also. Now, if you want to see me run through a mission like this, I'll link down below some of my other videos I did, or just check out the Incursion Red River playlist, because I do a lot of run-throughs, and I also did an everything you need to know about the game when it was first released. So go ahead and check that out. Let's go ahead now and cut to some of the bunker gameplay that I was running with this Justin here the other day. Now, I did change some of my gameplay settings and things like that since then, but I don't want to run through that live here doing the video to try to get the gameplay, nor do I want to do it solo, because the AI is tough. The complete AI rework definitely made this a lot more challenging, I would say, for solos, but definitely not impossible. You can change the AI difficulty as well. But again, with this update 1.1.0.0, it comes out October 2nd. It should be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe I'll link their socials down below. You guys can check that out. They also have a Discord. Again, they added a new bunker map, which you should be seeing in the background right now. They have new weapons, which we looked at, and I'll show those off as well this week when the game itself does fully come out for this new update. They have new tasks with new objectives, game improvements, and bug fixes. So that'll be out on October 2nd. Now, some cool things for this. Again, the update, this is content update number 1. So this is their first major content update. I did speak with the lead developer for this. Really great guy. They're doing a lot of good work. They're aware of everything going on. They're doing a lot of testing. I helped them do a little bit of testing also. And I'm going to give them some feedback separately for different patches as well. So very receptive development team, especially Blue the Robot working behind the scenes with them also as a community manager, doing a great job. So this is one of my favorite games. But again, jumping into some of the information you need to know. So Incursion Red River is a tactical single-player and cooperative extraction shooter based in a destabilized Vietnam. So you're a contractor to a private military organization, and you stand to gain from all the chaos here in the war-torn country, and you're going to take advantage of it. So you're going to be engaged in ruthless combat, discover dark secrets, and play to the advantage of the story as the story unfolds. So Vietnam has fallen until civil war is kind of the background here. Gangs, militias, and other private military organizations churn for the collapse of the state to their own advantage. Now there's in total there's 4 different factions here. So there's the FANG PMC faction. That's who you are. You're the FANG private military company. That's your faction that you're representing. Now you have other factions here. The UICS, which is the United Intercontinental Security Company. You have the VLF, or Vietnamese Liberation Front, and IGC, the Iron Guard Corps. So those are all the factions that you want to build reputations with to unlock different attachments and weapons and things like that through the job traders. Now, the user interfaces, like I said, we looked at the laptop in the Hideout, and the other one would be your in-raid GPS device or your tablet, which we looked at as well. So those are the 2 ways you want to use the user interfaces to your advantage, are out of raid in the Hideout with the laptop, and then the tablet in raid to do your missions and things like that. However, in Bunker, it's disabled right now. So that's a map that's going to be more hardcore for sure. I would not play that solo without looking up the map online or checking here for guide videos on that map or other community channels as well. Again, you have vendors, and you want to build reps with them. There's barters. Items are tagged and categorized now, so they're also sortable through name, price, and availability. You can search things like flashlight or VL Tour, keywords like that you want. As a player, you can use Compatibility Search, which you looked at by right-clicking inside the trader to view everything compatible with that specific weapon, attachment, round, whatever it may be. Compatibility Search will bring up everything that's compatible with that. all the way down to compatible. You can compatibility search with a pick rail, and it'll tell you everything that can go on that pick rail. So the co-op experience is a single player or co-op. So you can do operations, and as a host, you would host the operations. Like I would be hosting this by inviting people if I created a party, and that's going to be lobbies and parties. So it's co-op. You can do that up to parties of 4, I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken. You can also play it single player. So there's no PvP. I don't know if there's plans for PvP. I didn't ask that, but personally, I wouldn't really play PvP. I really enjoy the game as it is, as a hardcore tactical slow-paced shooter. Now, the mission types, there's operations and newly added tasks. So only 1 operation and 3 tasks can be tracked at a time. So operations are the primary objectives. These are the mission objectives. Their completion makes the story evolve, and you gain reputation through the traders and the factions. It can increase and decrease. Now, tasks, these ones do not affect your reputation. They're a secondary mission or an objective. Completion of them does not increase your reputation. The task cannot be failed, and it does not have to be completed in a single raid. So those are some cool things that were added to the game. Reputations, obviously through your reputation tier based on how many missions you do or don't do per faction. So you'll see that in the job board in the computer in your hideout, and you can have a success rate. So success rate influences which operations are available together with the reputation. For example, elimination missions for bosses or HPTs are only available if the success rate is above 50% of the success rate. And the reputation of the faction is above or equal to tier 3. So that's how you'll see some different types of missions come up as your success rate. Now again, the hideout is where you have the laptop, user interface, and you can bring in people to your parties, everything like that. Now, when you do get into the staging area, everyone will have to hit ready. It's pretty obvious when you get in there, so it's pretty easy to see. Now, the maps, the first big update here, update 1, content update, brings the new bunker maps. This is the first update where they've expanded the map pool, adding 1 additional map here. And I would say I've played it, not a lot, but I've run through it on probably 5 or 6 different raids. I don't know my way around for the life of me. I recognize different things. It's actually a huge map, deceptively larger than I originally thought. So the bunker is heavily CQB focused, while often requiring, easy for me to say, flashlights and or night vision. So you definitely don't want to go in here without a flashlight or nods. One of the two you definitely need. Personally, I prefer flashlights, but nods definitely are useful in certain rooms. You can shoot out the lights, things like that. There's trap doors that you can open and close. It's a crazy map, as you can see in the background. The bunker is located on a former mining outpost, so there's lore behind all this. I don't want this video to be super long. Now, I'll go into more detail with all this in the future, but Quarry was also had a lot of changes to it. So, had a massive overhaul, actually. Quarry underwent a massive foliage reconstruction process to further increase the immersion and bring it closer to the final vision of the game. So, select areas have also received additional level design. Level design passes for smoother gameplay. Most notably, the factory zone, they added towers, they overhauled the AI. If you played it in the original update, you'll notice a substantial difference here, as I noticed the very first time I jumped in. I was kind of blown away, with the lighting, the graphics, and the foliage, the sound, the AI, everything looks so much better. So it's definitely a huge overhaul, I would say. Useful console commands, so you can different console commands can be used when you're in your console command and hideout. You can see those pretty straight away when you go ahead and just like navigate through. Other than that, I think overall the update brings different things like interactive animations. Like I said, they added different health items. Now they have health healing animations for those health items. So they overall the inventory UI, reworked the Quarry map. The new bunker map is terrifying. The medical system added those new items with the animations. Third-person animations are also a thing that they did as well. Penetration system for different types of rounds, so that's huge. Based on a different caliber and type of round, it will have a different penetration type. New weapons that were added. You have shootable lights can be shot out on both maps. Third-person animation rework, like I mentioned. You have performance improvements overall, new barter items, new gear, and the new elimination missions to kill the bosses, which I did one on Quarry, and it was super scary. So let me know your thoughts down below. This is a way longer video than I originally intended it to be, but I really wanted to cover everything with this. So if you stuck around this long, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel for a lot more Incursion Red River updates. Follow them on socials and YouTube. There's a lot of good things coming to this game, and I really can't state how excited I am for this game. It's only single player or co-op, but this is some of the most fun I've had in gaming in a long time. So I do really like playing this, even if I'm solo. Obviously playing with buddies enhances the experience, but the weapon animations are beautiful. The weapons themselves look so great. The attention to detail. They've done a great job with this game, and this update is just a huge step in the right direction. So a lot of great changes here. I'm really looking forward to see what comes with this game further down the road, and where this game is even a year from now. I think it's just going to be completely unrecognizable in a good way. So definitely check this out. It's available on Steam. The update does go live October 2nd. Let me know your thoughts down below. Till next time, Buffer Gaming out.